It's Sunday night, and I just put on some Burt's Beeswax Lip Balm. Brought to you by the makers of Clorox. Hi, welcome back once again to our weekly dividend communion where we're going to talk. You know, it was just Friday the 13th. I love that. I don't know. What does that mean to you? Probably not a whole lot of anything, but for people like me that are horror aficionados, fans of the horror movies and genre and all that, people that warped themselves as children, but seriously, in all earnestness, I don't know, you can't see it. It won't focus because it's going to focus on him or me or all that autofocus. It's Burt's Beeswax. Clorox owns Burt's Beeswax, Kingsford Charcoal. They own Hidden Valley Ranch. So Clorox is more than bleach. And you would hope, right? You would hope that they're making the that they are making the Clorox in a different part of the factory than they are the Hidden Valley Ranch. Just saying. So what's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. I'm going to try and pay attention to all you. We're going to talk about what you're buying, what you're selling, what you're drinking. I don't know, whatever you want to talk about. It's your time. It's my time. I want to hear from you as much as you hopefully want to hear from me. And funny enough, Ryan, I see Mr. Williams and Lisa in the house. But yeah, I was telling you I got my Bears and Houston Texans on. Funny I said my Bears because I've said that since I started playing the fantasy football, it made me a bigger fan of the whole universe of NFL and not so much the Bears. So anyway, yeah, Ryan, it is our time. We were just texting today because he was doing a little more digging into Clear Secure, which, as you guys know, I don't, if you saw the video, cool. If not, whatever. But I gave 4 picks in there that were strong buy picks, and they have a high short interest, meaning over 10% of the shares are short, right? There's people that borrowed them and sold them short because they expect the share price to go down so then they can buy them back and pocket the difference, right? But if the share price starts going up, well, then they got to make a decision because they're going to have to buy those shares back at a higher price because they're losing money. So it's a dangerous game to play being short. I'm not smart enough to do it. And the dangerous part is, you know, as you see with a Berkshire Hathaway, dude, there is no upside limit. The downside is always 0, right? But there's no limit theoretically, there's no limit to how high a stock could go. And I mean, you got Berkshire pushing. Well, did you guys see the news that Ajit Jain, the insurance guru over at Berkshire, he's in his 70s now. He's one of the young kids around there, but he sold off a little more than half of his stake in Berkshire. And I think it was, yes, I wrote it down. I was going to try and play it off like I remembered it, but I'm not that smart. Come on. You know me. I got a few cheat sheet notes here. $695,000, 418. I said that wrong. $695,418 a share is what he sold. Basically brought in $139 million. I guess that's walking around money for Ajit. So I don't know. Does anyone have an opinion on why he sold? What he might have been doing? Do you think he's getting ready to move on? I don't, it's hard to say. We know that people can sell for thousands of reasons, but they buy for that one reason, right? So let's see who we got here. Nice little spread already. So happy to have all of you on this football Sunday. And yes, we do have the Bears. The Bears on the TV in the background. Coming from the living room, the front room, they called it. Did you guys, when you were growing up, ever have a front room? I can't do it. I'm joking, and now I'm really doing it. Did you ever have a front room, which was like the room where you would hang out, right? That was like the hangout room, the front room. But here, I guess, you park your car in the garage, you come up the stairs, and I'm sounding New York, and you in the front room. The French room? No, the front room. Yeah, so the newsletter today was an interesting one. No Mercy, No Malice is a really cool newsletter from Professor Scott Galloway. He's the other Professor G. He might have been the first Professor G. We love our Professor G on YouTube. And he has a weekly newsletter that's pretty good. I really like it. He always says he sits down on Thursday night with his dog and a glass of whiskey and bangs out the newsletter. And he's done that for, I believe, over, well, I want to say a decade. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but this one was interesting. He had a guest writer, a friend of his that is the CEO of Section. And yeah, it was just fascinating because in that he talked about it being a thought partner. AI is a thought partner, not asking it for answers, but like tapping into its vast language, what it's been trained on, right? The LLM, the large language model. And just asking it questions and trying to have it not so much be a yes, no answer thing, but a bounce ideas off. Ask it if you're missing any blind spots, if it can think of any other things. And and Pat, I wouldn't be worried because they say that what's that saying that goes around? AI is not going to take your job, but somebody that knows how to use AI is going to take your job. Yeah, Steve, discover when international stocks can also be qualified. That's a good question. If anyone has the answer, if anyone wants to throw that into Claude or Copilot or what's the other big one? Bard? Was Bard one? Anyway, so we got Jim checking in from Nebraska. I had to think there, right? The Cornhuskers. Got Shamira, of course, from Canada. Boaz, man, aren't you from... No, you're not from New Zealand. I want to say the Netherlands. I don't remember. So, again, Ryan in the house. Lisa, thank you. I worked today, Lisa. I saw you went live, and I don't know about you guys. Have you been busy this weekend? Because I've been working. I worked Saturday. Dude, up at 5 a.m. on Saturday. Worked all day Saturday. Had my works company like picnic thing in the afternoon. Oh my gosh. So basically, Ryan, you'll get that. So basically, that's throw out to shout out to George Lopez, the comedian. I grew up around a lot of Mexican people, and I love that. So and it's funny because it was like true how George Lopez's sense of humor. I really enjoy it. But yeah, so basically on Saturday I was gone from the house from about 5:30 in the morning until almost 10 o'clock at night, where I was home for about an hour, where I was able to shower. Anyway, you don't need to know that. So we're going to look at some dividend news. Just whatever you guys want to talk about. Fire off some questions. And yeah, do you guys know Clear Secure? I think I was telling you about Ryan with his Clear Secure. Looked into it more. Now he's got me looking into it more. And very easy to understand business. If you guys have ever been to an airport and you've seen people just verify their identity at the kiosk and they're just zipping through while you're standing in line. So Bernard, what's going on? Looks like the Texans just scored a touchdown. This is distracting. I might have to shut it off because I'm probably going to forget I'm doing a live stream here and just, boy, that'll be boring, right? Watch the people file out the door. All right, let me get caught up here in the chat. Shamir, that would be a great drinking one. Every time he says, let's get caught up in the chat. So okay, Greg, you used Claude for the portfolio review. We said just take screenshots, upload it to Claude. You don't have to give any account data or anything like that, just to show your positions and let it know. So it says you're lacking bonds and international exposure. And again, same thing. It's not going to be right or wrong. It's just the whole idea was just to get an opinion, another set of eyes, and like you said, it's telling you you're lacking international exposure and bonds. And for me, I'm like, well, I'm young enough. I don't really care about the bonds. And as far as international exposure, most of the U.S. businesses that I'm invested in, like a Johnson and Johnson, right? They have a lot of international business. I have to check that because now, as soon as I said that, I was like, I don't know. I'm sure they do, but I can't off the top of my head pinpoint exactly what it is. Jim's joke, I love it. Can't take. All right, let's set it up. Jim Betts says, I can't take my dog to the pond anymore because the ducks keep attacking him. I guess that's what I get buying. I guess that's what I get for buying a purebred dog. Ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum. Psst. I think I just... Anyway, Dresh wants one of those Dia de los Muertos bears. Love the... oh my gosh, I almost said Dawn of the Dead stuff. No, Day of the Dead, which is also a zombie movie, right? Hey, it's almost October. I'm excited. Are you excited? You know what, Jim? Somebody go on AI right now, like Claude, and ask for the ultimate dad joke or something. I'll bet it'll give you a whole litany of them. How about let's do this. I wonder if one of you can use AI and have it create a dad joke about dividend investing. I wonder if it would do that. Yeah, and again, G. Jane, we talked about selling. Maybe he's rebalancing. Berkshire has run up to new all-time highs. He's 70, right? I think he's 70. Maybe he's just like, it's time to take some chips off the table. So, yeah, I don't know. We don't know. We don't know why. But S. West, you're right. He could have just found a better place to put his money. Yeah, it could be a tax thing. And again, we don't know. And that's the thing why you always have to have your own conviction, right? You can't borrow it. Matt's saying that Warren owns more than 1 month of T-bills than the Fed does. Wait, owns more? Did you misspell that? Because I know it's a Sunday night, man. But Buffett owns more 1 month T-bills than the Fed. Oh yeah, duh. No, I just read it wrong. Yes, Warren does own more treasuries than the Fed does. Pat, you did have a front room. Nice. What else do we have here in my notes that I'm so inconspicuously looking at? Campbell's soup, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like Jay Leno. So what else do we have here in the news, ladies and gentlemen? Campbell's soup. Everybody knows Campbell's soup, the red iconic can Andy Warhol painted. They are changing their name after 155 years. They probably paid a lot of money for people to think up, what are we going to change our names? Change our names? That's what it is. They are now the Nameless Company. No, they went from Campbell's Soup Company to the Campbell's Company. Wow, like that. I hope they didn't overpay for that, right? But I don't know. I thought of Jay Leno from that. I remember the Johnny Carson Tonight Show, and I don't remember who was before him. But I know, Jim, you probably do. Oh, it almost came to me. Yeah, Jim, interesting. What do you guys think about this? He's going to sell his Walmart position tomorrow because the Waltons are selling, and it got an F rating from Morningstar, and it has 1 star, I think, on valuation. Teslitzer might be called the Froom. Alan with the Froom. I like it, man. Gorilla Nurse from Wisconsin. Hey, your Packers won today, huh? They beat what did they beat? The Colts. The Indianapolis Colts. I like Indianapolis. Look at this. This is what's so cool about doing this. Yeah, I just love hearing from you guys. What did you guys, and I won't say it yet, Shamir, but what did you guys buy? Did anybody have any interesting purchases? I can share you mine real quick if you'd like. But yeah, Hong Kong, have you grown up there? Are you stationed there? What are you doing over in Hong Kong, Brian? Do you need help? Did you somehow escape your captors and get access to a computer? Just blink twice if you need us to send over international aid. Okay. Oh, this is interesting, John. Walmart, WMT. Thinking of waste management, we I'll break some news here. I got screwed. I had a perfect system going up for all the years I've been doing this with my garbage. It was a little hack of mine. Groot has been doing our garbage for many years, but recycling is always free. It's unlimited recycling. So we are recycling demons around here. We recycle everything we possibly can. And for the four of us, on most weeks, I had it to the point where we would have one bag of garbage. And with that bag of garbage, you were supposed to buy stickers at like the Jewels, the grocery store. It's kind of like your Schnucks, your Piggly Wiggly, your Kroger. And each sticker would be, I don't know, $3 or something. So you'd have to put a sticker on the can. Then they would take the sticker off, take the garbage. But for at least 10 years, I would bring garbage to my work. We have one of those big roll-off open-top dumpsters. Just worked out beautifully. Maybe 12 years I did this. But then recently, our village struck a new agreement with Groot, not the tree character from Guardians of the Galaxy fame, but the company, Groot. And you don't have a choice now. They're collecting. You had to get... Anyway, we got the minimum bin, the wheelie bin? I don't know what to call it. When we were in Ireland, they called them wheelie bins. Don't ask me why I remember that. But anyway, this is getting to a point here that they screwed me. So, Waste Connections owns Groot. They are a subsidiary of Groot. I had to look it up. And they do pay a dividend. Interesting looking company. And they have a lot of subsidiaries. So, ticker WCN is Waste Connections. And, that's one you maybe want to look at. Maybe we'll look at it later if somebody cares or wants to remind me. But, anyway, so I have to pay for garbage now. I called the village. They're like, no, I'm sorry. You're going to get a bill, whether you like it or not. If you don't choose one of 3 sized bins, you're going to get the biggest bin. And it would have been like, I don't know, $20 a month or something. So what are you going to do? Good thing we invest. Good thing all of us are not living in tents somewhere. What was that joke? Jim, there's a joke there, right? About camping. It's in tents. I don't remember what that is. So anyway, Waste Connections, ticker WCN. Look at this. We got my man Marcus in the house. What's that? I don't even think I saluted all you guys. And I should have said it that we do... Sorry, Ryan. All right, Mr. Williams just texted me. He's disrupting the show. You see, you can't do that, man. Anyway, that's reset. So let's see what you guys bought, what you did. We will do the news. Maybe we'll do the news. I'm almost caught up. So good morning, good evening, Ray. What was that Nike comment? Shamir went back to his usual sipping of Coke Zero and eating... Oh, Walmart. I think, yeah. All of a sudden, I was like, he's eating Waste Management brand chips? That's a new one. I didn't know they were expanding into a new growth vector. Much cheaper than Lay's. No, dude, but do you know what? That is a real concern. That is something that every investor has to take into account, right? Because, man, we don't live in a vacuum. We live in the real world. And if more people switch to Walmart, what is their brand, Shamir? Tell me what their brand is. I can't think. Up and Up is Target. Great Value. They have Great Value potato chips. Hey, that's, there it is. Alan. You are going to, sorry, I'm just peeking. I'm peeking at the game, But Alan is planning to invest in Nike as one of his next investments. Here, I'll show you guys what I did, Alan, with that one. So first, I will present to you what I bought this week. A few things. So yeah, there it is. That's, again, free. Oh, by the way, in the video, I also shared how that Seeking Alpha, their price is going to be going up. So it's $239. I've got the affiliate link. You can save 25% in your first year. but it's going up to $299. I think it's a really, really great site. There's so much information, and the network they've created with the contributors and the commenters, their algorithm, the quant, it's a really cool tool. And personally, I think it's worth it, but hey, you can try it out free for 7 days. Okay, so we'll just blow by everything because it was a rather long one. Here's my dividends this week. $337 across the 3 portfolios I share. Combined, $41.80 from Exxon, $24 from Chevron. And those I was buying in mid-2020. Wish I would have bought more. $140 from J&J, $41 from Prudential, which when we eventually buy this car, and we got a plumbing bill we're going to be paying for, I'm going to, did you hear that? Is that even a word? Wow, is that some lazy speak, huh? Instead of saying I'm going to, I think I just said I'm gonna. I'm gonna sell Prudential Financial. Yeah. Realty Income, $52, the 2 monthly dividend paying companies. And then also we have Realty Income, $36. So I sold a Johnson & Johnson covered call, $172.50. And that one could have made a 60% gain on in less than 48 hours, but I waited. I got my 115th share of Nexstar Media Group, ticker NXST. We can talk about that if you'd like. 4 shares of Nike at $78.95, 2 SCHD at $81. The VTI one is interesting. That's in the Roth. I'm kind of getting tired of waiting. Your money can't compound if you're not in the market. And it's just sitting in the sweep fund. In the sweep fund, less than like 0.5%. So anyway, I just parked it in VTI for now, with some of that cash sitting in the Roth and MLPX. We're still buying that. 10 more shares at $53.20. So that is a bit of that. So that's what I bought. And Nexstar. I still think they're going to be good. I think they are misunderstood. They have a lot of money that's probably going to come in from going to come in from the election. So I don't know, you guys, we don't have to talk about it too much, but Ted, I love that name, Ted. That was my grandfather's name. 1 share of MSM, 1 ITW, 1 PCAR. Good on you, because off the top of my head, I don't know MSM and PCAR. ITW, that's Illinois Tool Works. So since we don't want to sound like complete, we don't know what we're talking about here. By the way, everybody, did you hear that Big Lots filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy? PCAR is... What is that? Oh my God. No. I just typed in PCAR because I'm reading this, and it is the Pennsylvania, I don't want to say that word. It's not a fun word. Pennsylvania R-Word Crisis Center. So that's here, PCAR stock. PACCAR. I don't know what PACCAR does. Heavy duty commercial trucks. Light, medium, and heavy doodle. Hey, you do this. You type and read and think and, what was the other one? The other one was MSM stock. MSC Industrial, and I think I have them on my watch list. So kudos to you, Ted. And ITW makes the Miller welding equipment. Shout out. My Miller has been in the shop. I've had to have it repaired. My Miller, I love tea. My Miller Bobcat 225. And I'm borrowing a Hobart. So I don't like it as much, but don't worry, everybody. It's not going to be welding talk. Pat is at the point. Yeah, Pat, you're retired, though, and this is fascinating. I love to hear this because you are more concerned with the income and, well, you're not in the accumulation phase anymore, right? You're in the, protection, right? I can't think of the word. Not protection phase, but all right, let's get. Yeah, large companies have sufficient international exposure for good and bad, not the 70s anymore. I agree. And yeah, here we go. Dresh, I love it. I asked them to do a dad joke from ChatGPT. Why did the dividend investor bring a ladder to the stock market? Because they wanted to reach new heights. In returns, it's just terrible. I love it, man. That is so bad. That's so bad that it's bad, I think. Yeah, they wanted to, oh, look at that. I think it gave both of you the same answer. Carlos, I'm going to cheers and toast you all the way up there from Habland. Yeah, I should have asked. And hey, you know what? That's too funny. So 3 of you asked it the same joke. But, you know, hey, it's the Model T, right? That's the way I look at the AI, is that it's just the Model T days. You know, we're seeing the dawning of a new technology. Some say it's a new revolution, like there was the Industrial Revolution. We'll see if that's to happen. I mean, I think that AI is just going to, for the next several years, is just do a lot of menial labor tasks that people, like coding, right? I don't know if AI will ever be able to have, as you guys just demonstrated for me, the creativity that people do. See, we asked it to give us a dad joke, and it was bad. It was really, really bad. But AI, I think, is just going to be a tool for quite some time. And I don't know if it'll ever be able to replicate human creativity. Maybe like coding, right? What are you coding? So the code that needs to be, I don't do code at all. You guys know this, but the code that needs to be done is what the AI will do. But the creative part is, I think, what you want the code to do, whatever it is that is being created. So I think as you guys just proved, we are a long ways away from AI replicating and replacing human creativity. And you guys know, Jim, I think here he is, Jim. I think that's AI. It looks like to me, you know. You guys ever see the hands that AI makes? If you ever go on GPT and do an image, just say create an image of whatever. The hands are horror. It looks like it's from a horror movie. There we go. Steve Allen. Yep. Jack Parr. That's what I was thinking of. Jack Parr. Yeah, that was before my time. And that was a while ago I asked that. So I'm going to throw a couple of these up. But Gorilla Nurse up there in Wisconsin. Yeah, hey there. You also bought PCAR. That's 2 people buying PCAR. That's interesting. Does anybody else own PCAR, PACAR? SWBI and ABR. Arbor Realty. I don't remember SWBI though, which I will look up. Because again, I know a lot of tickers, but I don't know them all. But yeah, did you ever shop at a Big Lots? Because I never did. I don't even think I've ever been in one. Oh, Smith & Wesson. SWBI. That could be an interesting one. I think they were on a list once. That I did. I don't know. I saw this. There it is. We Are Groot. That's how far back I am. All right, guys. So another John joke. Why did AI think you shouldn't have REITs in a 401k tax advantage account? Why do they think you're wasting tax planning? No, I think Whiskey Tango was just saying I should have asked that. I should have asked if it was a good idea. I probably should have, and maybe it would have, started the ball rolling. And most of the recycling ends up in landfills. We have a bottle of Windex, I believe. I think it said it was made with 100% materials from like those ocean plastic. Yeah, We Are Groot. I like Groot. That was probably my favorite character in Guardians of the Galaxy. Brian, checking back in from what I asked. You're been in Hong Kong for 17 years now. Great place. Going through some changes, though. You're Australian. He's an Aussie, but spent time in St. Louis, Cleveland, and D.C. I'm sorry you had to spend time in Cleveland, buddy. Birds, bees, and trees. That's a mouthful. I heard about it on the radio when I was in the shower, and I saw a little. I have Wall Street Journal. I saw a pop up, but yeah, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but don't ever be fooled to think that politics was really sanitized, clean, and friendly back in the day, because it wasn't. If you know anything about history, you know that it was awful. I mean, the Alien and Sedition Acts of this country, the United States, way back when, it was bad. It was bad. Yeah. So it's unfortunate. I'm an independent. I'm neither Republican nor Democrat, but nobody should be assassinated, quite honestly, unless they're Adolf Hitler. Idi Amin, Pol Pot, Chiang Kai-shek, maybe Joseph Stalin. Well, oh my God, who am I? Look how quickly my kill list got. Can I say that? I don't know. Hypothetical, joking, But I was just trying to think of I think Chairman Mao was like the heavyweight champion of mass murder. I believe. I think 300. Yeah, was it? I think 300 million Chinese died under Mao Zedong. Awful, just awful. That's sad. It is sad. So hopefully, no more of this will happen, and that we just have a civil election, and whoever wins, there's going to be people that are upset on both sides. But me, hey, let it be hot and contested, because, ladies and gentlemen, as a Next Star Media Group shareholder, I hope that all these political campaigns spend lots and lots of money on advertising, particularly on broadcast advertising. Wait, might get Lego this month and a bit of V or Waste Management. Lego? What's Lego? I know it's not the blocks you snap together. No way. Oh, that... So, did you live in a tent by choice, or was it by circumstances? That is not pleasurable, but I'm sure you have some pretty interesting stories. All right, I am so close to being caught up to all you guys. Oh, hey, what's up? We were talking on Ian's last video. Dude, cheers, shout out. We were talking about EPD, and it's yours and your father's, one of your biggest investments during the Bears game. Yeah, it's fine, man. Don't worry about it. I got it on. I'll see the end, right? The end is the most important part anyway. But yeah, this is a Windy City Comic Books. Do you have a store, or is that just your name? I'm gonna be in Chicago next weekend. Oh, by the way, and we'll do news, because it's about time for news. We're gonna be in Chicago, going down Saturday morning, coming home late Sunday night. So Ryan Williams, the one, the only, Mr. Ryan Williams, will not be live streaming Friday night. So I believe, as long as I'm home in time, and I'm going to try and plan it out, but I'll live stream on Friday night. And if I can, I'll try to do his time slot too. 7 o'clock. So yeah, maybe something interesting I'll have for that, but why not? I'm going to see one of my favorite bands, NoFX. I've been listening to them for over 30 years, about 30 years, and I've never seen them. So that'll be fun for me. 99.9% of you don't care. So moving on. I don't follow Rick Austin. I've never heard of Rick Austin. I heard of Rick Astley. I enjoyed that. A couple of his things, but yeah, I've never heard of Rick Austin. So that's, I will write him down, and I will check out Mr. Rick Austin out. By the way, what do you guys think? Are you ready for the big rate cut? I think it's on the 19th this week. 25 basis points or 50 basis points. It's not going to affect me either way. So it might affect some companies that are heavily indebted, though, because the cheaper that refinancing their debt becomes, could be more money in their pocket. So that could be. B, like the name B. B dot. B dot says, PCAR was one I was watching. It's a pretty good choice. Couldn't justify adding it to my portfolio. I've never looked at it, so I will take your word for it. Yeah, let's do it, John. Let's look up John J. I heard that your name is John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt, right? Yeah, your name is my name too. See, that. Come on, that's a lame one. Let's look it up here. I think I'm almost. B dot. I would say Nike right now. If you had to pick one of those two, just because Starbucks has run up so much, and it's been two things. You got Brian Nickel coming in, and then his letter. So a new CEO, and he wrote a letter. That's all we got. Nothing has changed yet. Nothing has changed. So everyone is betting heavily on Brian Nickel and the direction he's going to take. But it's going to take probably a few years for things to happen. So honestly, I'm hoping, I think my guy, European Dividend Growth Investor, said this on the last podcast, Dividend Talk podcast, that he's hoping for a kitchen sink quarter and the stock price gets clobbered again so we can all run in and finally fully build our positions. But yeah, Starbucks just seems a little bit way too overvalued for me right now. But hey, if he comes through, look out. If Brian Nickel comes through, it is the damn. Does chamomile make you tired? Because I grabbed one of the tea bags from the back, and it's chamomile. And I was like, I think I heard something once that chamomile makes you sleepy. So I don't think it has caffeine. We're gonna look up, John. Don't worry. We'll look up ConAgra for you, ticker CAG, and then we'll do news because I'm almost caught up here to you guys. And then maybe we'll look up PCAR. Let's see. I'll do that. We'll do CAG, PCAR, and the news, so I don't forget. Getting old. And then Jim bought 13 Vici, 2 Merck, 2 ADC, and 13 Rhythm Capital. Is it? Vici, I want to buy more, and I probably should just do it, but man, we just watched Caleb Williams get sacked. So get both. Yeah, Leo, that could be a good just DCA in, man, right? Just DCA in. I can't even define a woman. I don't know what that means, man. I don't know what it means to define the future of AI. Well, we'll see. Yeah, we don't. That's it. Preservation mode, accumulation, and then preservation. So that's what Jim is in the preservation. Lanny from the Dividend Diplomats has been talking about PCAR. Yeah, and then Jim, your icon. There it is. I thought it looked. It isn't. But see, isn't that funny that my brain now is trained to pretty much spot when something is AI generated art. I think that's pretty interesting. So, well, it's got some work to do. It's like the first Terminator, right? A little bit clunky. It's not like the liquid Terminator, the that was in the T1000. It was a T1000, I think. Big Lots would get overstocked from what I've been told in the past. Yeah, I've never been to one. Shamir's parents, they were kicked out of Uganda in 1972 by Idi Amin because they weren't of a certain skin color, not enough settling in Canada. Well, yeah, honestly, I've never dug much into Idi Amin, but I heard he was a pretty nasty dude, and like I said, I don't know. Who am I creating a assassination list? But maybe he can go on there with Hitler, Yeah, Bose, I agree. Oh, you're in Denmark. That's right. I think I said Netherlands. It's the same thing, right? Netherlands and Denmark. think. The Dutch. No, it's not. Danes and Dutch are different. I don't know what I'm thinking, man. 2 parties for 333 million people. Well, we have more than 2 parties, but the only legitimate, well, I shouldn't even say legitimate, but the only parties that people are really going to go for is one of the 2. And I think it is silly. We need more parties. We need more gridlock. It should never be, one party doing it. Nah. I'd love to see 11 parties in there. I would love to do that. Oh, really? Wait, you're buying the stock Lego? I did not even know if it is that it was publicly traded. Okay, I'm almost caught up here. ABR, we talked about them on a live stream not too long ago. Their CEO had bought more. Right when I don't remember the short report that came out. It wasn't Fuzzy Panda Research. Maybe it was Hindenburg. One of their big short sellers put out a report on it. Have I heard of WTRG? I've seen the ticker. I don't know if I've ever looked at essential utilities. Leo, ABR is an MREIT. It's a mortgage REIT. And honestly, those are one of the... I've tried to wrap my head around MREITs, and I can't get a good feel on what they are. Like a Clear Secure, ticker YOU, which is just the identity verification. And they are looking to expand into entertainment venues, sports arenas, Home Depot, trying to prevent fraud with companies like that. LinkedIn, they might be doing things in the future with Costco, verifying their identity. It's just, it's really interesting, and I'm really just starting to, try and take in all of what they do and where they could be going. So let me know if you've ever heard of Clear Secure, ticker YOU. Michael thinks it's going to be 25. Trust me, we're going to get to it. We're on. It's almost 8:30. We'll do it at 8:30. I'll get caught up, and we will look up a few of these stocks right quick for you guys, and then do the Simply Safe Dividend news. Jungleberry. John Jungleberry. Hey, Jim tried one of the canned triple shot energy drinks. He could hear colors and sneeze with his eyes open. Oh, Jim. Yes, I was wrong. I know the Danes and the Dutch are different dudes and dudettes. Describing different dishes and donuts. I can't. I'm running out of D words. All right. I'm almost there. Fast Eddie, I am watching the Bears. I'm watching them right now. I got him on the TV in the background. Oh, he's going to buy a Lego set. Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't think they were a publicly traded company, but I know that, yeah, right, they get their IP licensed, or this other way around, when they have like Marvel Lego and stuff like that. All right, yeah, Lego Group's privately held. That's what I thought. All right, now here we go. We are caught up, and we're going to do this. We're going to go news now. Wear Nike while buying Starbucks, or drink Starbucks while buying Nike. Yeah, I could. I do have Nike skates, and I have a pair of Nike shoes that are old, but I'm more of a Converse guy, which, by the way, is owned. Where's it Chuck Taylor? I know they own Chuck Taylor, which is Converse. So yeah, so Chuck Taylor is a subsidiary of Converse. Subsidiary? I think I just messed that word up. And now Converse is a subsidiary. I think back in the day I used to say subsidiary. All right, so now we're going to look up a few of these stocks. As soon as I switch this over, do this, do this, and then you click this. Click it. There we go. Click it. So here's the news. We'll just start with news. This is simply Safe Dividend news. That's our first one, yeah. So away we go. Dividend downgrade for, I think this is Howard Marks's jam. Oak Tree Specialty Lending, ticker OCSL, was downgraded to 40 on Safe, but a 13% dividend yield. They're a BDC, would need to understand a lot about them. Refreshed their outlook on Kimberly-Clark. Used to hold them back in the day, and they're always an interesting one. I made this too big. I want to fit it on the screen. There we go. Ticker NJR, which is a gas utility in New Jersey, I believe. I was hoping they'd give me the shot there of where it was, but they've paid dividends without interruption since 1952. So NJR raised their dividend 7.1%. Couple more here. Philip Morris, there you go, raised that dividend 3.8%. And what did Altria raise? So Philip Morris was 3.8. And sorry if this makes you dizzy, but it was last week, I think. Come on, where are you? Did I go right by it? I think I went by it. What was Altria? They raised their dividend. Cripes. Why did I miss it? I guess it was longer than that. Anyway, so Philip Morris, 4.3% yield, way below the 5-year average, raised their dividend. I think it was a couple, 4% maybe? I don't know. For Altria. And then Merck, dividend downgrade. Check that out. Because they have a lot of their income from Keytruda, which is going to be able to be made soon in 2028 by biosimilars, right? By the knockoffs. So they think that's going to hurt them, but we'll see. But something to pay attention to. And then they reaffirmed their safety score for Verizon of 70 safe. And why can't I find, it's killing me now. Where did Mo go? Where'd you go? There it is. 4.1. So they beat out Philip Morris, but they have almost double the yield. I think 770, and I know, right? Watching this guy zoom up and down. 4.3. So pretty close to double. And then now let's look up some of what you guys wanted to look up. So I think, John, you were first. Safety score. This is, again, simply Safe Dividends. ConAgra Brands. There you go. 41 borderline safe. I wonder why. I'm not going to... Hopefully this is big enough, man. I'm going to just kind of scroll, and if you want to pause the video and look at some of this in more detail. They missed a dividend raise. That's not good. They should have raised it in May, right? June, August, September. Yeah. So they missed the dividend raise. Dividend yield is 20% above its 5-year average. It's still at the high end of the 52-week range, but let me see the financials here. Yeah, free cash flow payout ratio. I like that much better than the earnings payout ratio in general. Love looking at the free cash, but 41%, pretty low. But it was 100% in 2023, so that's a little bit yucky. We'd need to know why there was... Yeah, why did their free cash... I don't know why, but this is stuff you have to think about if you want to pick individual stocks. Why did their free cash flow consistently decline from 2020 to 2023? I mean, could it all been COVID? I don't know, because they're food, right? Consumer packaged goods. It's supposed to be a defensive stock. Let's see, slightly buying back shares, 480 million. Yeah, margins are just, free cash flow margins are all right. They're not crazy debt, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem like there's a lot to get excited about. And for those of you that don't know, here we go. They own, what does ConAgra own? They own Birdseye, Marie Callender's, Duncan Hines, Healthy Choice, Slim Jim, Ready Whip, Angie's, Boom Chicka Pop. And look at that. They're in Chicago, Illinois, incorporated in 1919. Fun fact, everybody, my grandmother was born in 1919 in Chicago. All right, so that's one of them. I'd pass on ConAgra. I'd look for something else in the consumer staples. PCAR. Good thing I don't have to look up Lego, huh? PACCAR. There we go. 81. Very safe. Lower yield. 1.26. There you go. Light, medium, heavy duty commercial trucks. Internationally in here, 1905. Let's see. Dividend growth. Nice. Very nice dividend growth. Looks like it kind of stalled out there, though, before the pandemic. Payment details. Yeah, they're raising it. Looks like they raised it pretty quick. Well, that's interesting. They've been growing it a lot. I wonder. Wait a minute. No, they haven't cut, though. I don't know. Interesting. Let's see. They had a special dividend in January of 2024. So again, this would be one that might be interesting to look at, especially because it's toward the lower end of the 52-week price range. We need to find out why that is. Yeah, they can 20% free cash flow payout ratio. They can easily cover that dividend. Yeah, no problems there. Good sales growth as of late. Their shares, they don't really buy. Slight dilution, pretty much flat. That could be from like stock-based compensation or stuff like that. They're just not a net repurchaser of shares over the last since 2019. But it's not crazy dilution, and their sales are still increasing. But yeah, really good margins. Love seeing return on invested capital about 20% there. Yeah, this would be one that, based on what you see here, and it looks like they do not have any net debt, that would be one to dig in deep and get a better feel of the business. Well, that was it. That was the only two we were going to look at. All right, I love it. I love it. So what are you guys up to tonight? What are you going to do with the rest of your night? Alan, they're a utility, so you have to look at earnings over the free cash flow because they're such a capital-intensive business and they have to dump tons of money into their projects because that's what the business does, right? So you look at the earnings as a bit more of a, let me see here, NJR it was. I know you can't see this, but let me just see. Their earnings were, yeah, free cash flow was negative, and earnings payout ratio it's fine. It's well, here, I'll show you. Let me hide your comment and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. It'll probably be better than trying to describe it, right? So this is NJR. And they even say here, that's why it's nice with Simply Safe that the earnings payout ratio is more meaningful. The free cash flow is usually negative due to their capital-intensive investments along payback periods. They issue debt and equity to cover the funding gap, but projects are often guaranteed by regulators, which means the government, so that's not a big concern. And that's kind of the trade-off, is that they're almost like a regulated monopoly in some senses. So you can see the free cash flow payout ratio. Free cash flow is just usually negative, but their earnings per share are slowly going up into the right. So that's why they're defensive plays, and people like Jim who are in the preservation stage, it's usually good investments for them. So, and that's why they have a dividend safety score of 74. Safe. Cena thinks ABR is going to cut the dividend by year on her first quarter. They may. I really don't know. I tried. I gave it the good old college try. Maybe I should try more. Actually, when I looked into them, that was before AI. So I'm sure now I could have it help me understand a little bit better, maybe. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know about ABR. Some of you have. Yeah, Mo, you guys remember I sold Mo 45 or something? It was ridiculous. Should have just held on more. Hey, look at that. Caleb Williams almost scored a touchdown. If Johnson & Johnson's Simply Safe Dividends score went from 99 to 98, I think the videos will come fast. Oh, dude, you know it would. You know it would. Absolutely. Absolutely. But hey, you know, that's what we do, right? We're content creators. We create the content and sorry. So I can't do this too. It's distracting. I'm talking to you guys. You know. All right. They also own Swanson's TV dinner brands. Maybe I don't know. Oh no, Alexander, you've been selling most of your portfolio. Why? Do tell more, bad rhetoric. I mean, honestly, dude, I would think long and hard about selling just because of a rate cut coming, unless I don't think I would do that. I don't know, man. I don't know who you are or anything, but honestly, I would you guys give your opinions. I mean, you got to leave that money in. You know, it's just buy good businesses. It's nah. I would not advocate for selling most of your portfolio just because of what the Fed's doing. No way, no way. Oh, you asked about UGI. Yeah, Steve, let's do UGI. Oogie, I think they call it. We'll do it for you. Just for you. Fine, Steve. Let's just do everything that you want to do. I think that's an Ace Ventura quote. To be honest. Gas utility. We got another gas utility. Look at that yield. Let's get to the yield part. Yeah, so they are logistics, storage, and other services to liquid natural gas, liquid fuels, electricity. Where are they? Sometimes these are hard to read. I know this is just wonderful. Just all these words. There it is. Eastern and Central Pennsylvania counties. So they're over there in Pennsylvania. You guys got the Monongahela River over there or something? Oh, anyway, look at this. In August of 2020, they had a 99 very safe score, and now they are down to 60 because they're changing their strategy, it looked like. That's what I'm getting from a lot of these notes that are archived here. Yeah, who owned AmeriGas? Was that UGI? I think that was UGI. I think UGI. So duh, right here. Early last fall, UGI announced it was considering separating from its non-regulated AmeriGas propane. Interesting. So that's kind of crazy. In 4 years, they've gone from 99 to 60. So dividend growth, 0. Looks like it. Yeah, that's interesting, man. So they have not raised the dividend. It's been frozen. And that yield, because people have probably been selling off that were income investors, 63% above the 5-year average. A little yucky, but yeah, and the price doesn't move much on some of these utilities. Ping pongs between 20 and 26. Yeah, earnings payout ratio, they can cover that. Earnings per share look good. Hey, they're even free cash flow per share positive too. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think maybe you could do better, but it would take some digging into. We would need to understand a lot more why they're restructuring their business like that, or why they're selling off the propane business. And again, you find this out through net debt, nothing crazy, a little bit high maybe. Yeah, you'd have to read the annual report, listen to the earnings calls. Again, seekingalpha.com. You just, I'll show you exactly. We will, oops, spell it right. Here we go. Hey, Beetlejuice extends #1 reign for second weekend. But let's see what real quick, just the headlines. We'll just skim the headlines here. So the quant gives it a hold, but the Wall Street and the Seeking Alpha analysts give it a buy. But this is what's cool about that. Now look at this. Not a lot of coverage because February 12th buy, April 20th, my birthday, a buy, and July 15th, Robert Honeywell gives them a buy. So a lot of buys and then a strong buy in by Fishdown Capital. So everybody wants to buy it going back to October of 2023. Yeah, and then the dividend grades. Safety, B- and above is pretty solid. It's very hard to go wrong with that. So I don't know. I guess some people say it's a buy, but I would need to look into it a lot more. Now, you guys, we asked about the selling the portfolio from the rate cuts. What did they think of me selling, Mo? I don't want to do it. My brain was already like dusting off it's like pulling a video off and blowing off the dust to put it in to try and think what the Stooges. I used to like watching them, but Shemp, who did Shemp replace? Larry? I don't know. I miss those guys. Of course, I only watch the reruns, but. All right, what do you guys got here? What you got for me? What do you want to do? Yeah, TD. That was a big old TD, right? Big old TD for Chicago. Here, ABR is involved in a lawsuit, and I believe they're dealing with a ton of mortgage default, and I would be careful with them. We'll see how the rate cuts do with them. They could turn around. Again, yeah, exactly, man. I didn't know any of that. I've never really looked into ABR that deeply, so always be buying. Swami G says so, right? Yeah, I don't see any reason to sell either before a rate cut. So, but again, it's your portfolio. You know, you can do what you want to do with it. You can do what you want to do in living color. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, you walk off the moon, float like a balloon. See, it's never too late. It's never too soon. Take it from me. It's fly to be in living color. I know. I'm gonna laugh. I miss that. I'm missing Living Color, man. That was such a good show. But dude, what did they hit? They had Damon Wayans was on it, Marlon Wayans, Jim Carrey, of course. All the Wayans. It was a family venture. Good for them. That was so cool, especially in the late 90s. I enjoyed that. Yeah, poor, and then there's gonna be poor. I buy that for $1. Oh my God, I got caught up to all you people, Shamir. So we got about 10 more minutes left. What do you guys want to know? What do you want to say? What do you want to do? What's Shamir's best joke of the night? I want to know. Here, AmeriGas Propane will remain a UGI Corp company for now. UGI's board of directors concluded a strategic review of its LPG businesses, primarily focused on AmeriGas. Okay, you know, that's something I don't know. Again, you know, it pays. It really can pay to learn about these businesses, and if you don't want to do it, just ETF it. I really want to buy more Visa, but I want to keep getting it in the low and under 270s. So I don't know. I just got tired of looking at about $4,000 in my Roth just sitting there. So on Friday, I just thought, you know what? I'm just gonna put it into VTI for right now. Half of that, buy 10 shares. At least have it doing something. Shemp replaced Curly. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't even know when they went off the air. I'm not buying anything in the taxable account. Do you feel the market is overvalued? Overvalued right now or overvalued 15 years from now? Because that's the thing, right? we all think the market's overvalued. I think stocks are overvalued. I always run that exercise where, that psychological exercise where if you think of Shamir, when was Coca-Cola at in the 60s, I think. It was maybe in the 90s. Was it the late 90s, early or maybe the early 2000s. Coca-Cola, ticker KO, had a PE of, I don't know, in the 50s or something crazy. And I remember Warren saying they should have sold it then. But then I hear him say that, and I look at where it's at now. Guess what? The share price has gone up, and they've paid a whole heck of a lot of dividends that keep growing since then. So it's like, that's even market timing, I think, if you think the market's overvalued. But like I do, there's me with Visa, right? I just negated myself. I think someday Visa will be over $300 a share. Why am I not buying now? I think I'm going to buy some shares tomorrow. Maybe I'll do that before I go to bed. I'll just put in a buy order for just 2 shares, mark it as soon as it opens. How much the Bears are going to lose by tonight? I don't know. Maybe they'll win. I don't care. As long as DJ Moore does well. What do you guys think about BP? They have been picked down a bit lately. I haven't really looked into them much. They talked about them. Gorilla Nurse, have you ever listened to the Dividend Talk podcast? Follow them on Facebook or Twitter. They record their shows on Friday nights over there in Europe time. So, right, real smart Europe time. And you can ask them questions. They answer a lot of questions as well. But they, I think they still like BP. They kind of regret not buying more. Hey, there he is. What's up, Caleb? He's a heavy dividend investor, but now using my dividends to buy Nvidia. My opinion is that I think on a PE basis, because of what Nvidia's earning, there's a case that they could be cheap right now. It's all about the future. It's all about what they're going to do from here, But yeah, I honestly, and I'll tie this in with Nvidia, is that Visa and Nvidia are frothy. So yes and no, I get it, but sometimes it really does pay off, right? To buy the businesses that are doing well, the businesses that are going up. Put it this way, if a stock is at a 52-week high, it's doing something right. There's some reason that's good that it's at a 52-week high because people want it. So I don't know. And it's that psychological barrier. We hear like 52-week high or all-time highs, and that might be a good video, actually. That might be a good video because I read somewhere once that if you buy stocks at 52-week highs, they still do good. Like there's a lot more upside because the upside potential is unlimited, No, Marcus, I turned ads off for the live stream. I got tired of it. So it's my treat. It's my gift for all of us. No more ads when I'm live, but as soon as I finish the video, I turn the ads on. But yeah, Shamir, there won't be any. I have them off right now, so I'll turn them on. So if you're watching on replay, sorry. Yeah, Shannon, checking out. It's almost that time, right? So last 5 minutes. What do you guys want to, throw eggplants in the chat, whatever. Watch this guy apply some Burt's. Watch this guy apply some Burt's Beeswax lip balm. You got it from Clorox. I hope to God that they're not making the Hidden Valley Ranch, right? What goes with the wings is the ranch. You got to get ranch. I think I need to work on my Chicago accent. I'd probably do it better when I'm not trying to do an accent. Warren Buffett's Coke position, here we go, is $1.3 billion with a cost basis of $3.25 per share. Imagine if he sold it all at $10 per share. Yeah, so I don't get it. Like, I understand when maybe for somebody that's paying attention all the time, where you could say, yeah, it's at a PE of 50. and normally it's at 25. But then you have to sell it. There could be tax implications. And what are you going to do? You're going to watch and wait for it to come back down to 25? Well, what if it gets to a PE of 28 and it never goes to 25 and you don't buy and then it goes back up again? So honestly, if it's a business and again, on Warren, I understand it, but I don't understand it because he always says, we're buying a business. We're not buying the stock price because we're not trading. And that's when you need to know what you're doing. So, or at least what kind of investor you are. Bose, my favorite tea, like t-shirt, T-E or T-E-A. I gotcha. Tea. I like Irish breakfast and English breakfast too. The black teas. Yeah. No cream, no sugar, black tea. I love it. Kamala might do a Chicago accent. Hey, I'd like to hear it. Oh, no, sir. No blue cheese with wings. I've tolerated it when there's been no ranch available, but there you go. You know what that is? That's a bar debate question. You could probably start a podcast or something doing just stupid questions like that, either ors. Favorite stock or fund, hand down, the one that's up the most for me. No, again, and I know everybody says it's like picking your children. It's trying to pick a favorite child, but they all do different things. There is no one favorite, but I guess I would say if there was one individual stock that currently I am the most confident in that I own, would have to be Visa and Costco, just because it's really hard for me to think how Visa gets replaced. As I just watched a Visa commercial for, weirdly enough, it's the one with the little girl that buys the Christian McCaffrey toy, and then she's making him do stuff. That was a Visa commercial. But, yeah. Michael, oh God. Yeah, communists do blue cheese with wings. You sound like my father-in-law because he does the ketchup on the hot dog thing, right? If you put ketchup on a hot dog, he calls it a commie dog. It's a Chicago thing, and a lot of people here get crazy for it. You cannot put ketchup on a hot dog unless you're a communist. Who knew? Anyway, Caleb, back to that question. So I would say Visa and Costco are the two favorites, and then fund. I want to say SCHD, but, just for ease to get, just probably VTI would be the easy button. But again, different stocks for different purposes, different stages of your life, different goals, different risk tolerances. So it's, what might be my favorite one might not be somebody else's favorite one. So, all right. I guess we could start landing the plane now, right? So I'm feeling tired, man. I think the chamomile tea, no more. It's one I don't drink much. I don't think there's any coffee or caffeine in it, and I think it's sleepy time stuff. But all right, last comment here goes to Mr. Fast Eddie. Wings were founded in Buffalo, and they put blue cheese on them. The rest of you were just fall behind followers. That's interesting, man. That's interesting. I can't verify that. We'll take your word for it, but I don't know. I don't know why. Yeah, Shamir, you could be right. So, all right. It's been a long weekend for me, so I'm gonna sign off once again and say, thank you for spending another Sunday evening with me, and I'm going to jump on Friday. Dude, honestly, has it? There's times doing this, and it's hard for me to tell because imagine yourself, right? Imagine yourself sitting in a chair by no other sound, no nothing, just looking at a camera and seeing words pop up on the screen and talking, right? Sometimes I keep thinking, like, should I be juggling or, have background music? Is this boring? I don't know. So your guys' feedback is very important to me. I truly do appreciate that. I love having that feedback, but I love hearing from what you guys you guys have to say. And yeah, look for me on Friday again. Because Sunday night, Papa's going to be watching No Effects for the second time of that weekend. So we'll do it Friday. And I hope to see all of you back then. And good luck. Let's see what the Fed does this week and see if we get fireworks in the market. So peace, everybody. I love you all. And I'll see you in the next live stream. Cheers.